Oh my goodness. Adjusting lights. How are we looking, Jenna?
Well, let me sit there live.
We're live.
You're looking good.
People.
Andy, yeah, you're looking great. Perfect.
Hello,
Excellent.
everyone.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to Tea Cocktail Hour. Whatever we call this. Tea time with cocktails. Cocktail time with Ciaran. The time where we do tea and cocktails. With today's special guest, Andy.
Hello, and I brought lemonade.
Yay! Oh, thank goodness, I'm parched. So today we're gonna do something fun. So Andy actually has a bit of a specialty in the summer. He makes really kickin' lavender lemonade. So Andy's gonna show me how he does it. I hear it's not complicated.
No, it's super easy. You can't mess it up.
Nope. And then I'm gonna show you all how to take the lavender lemonade and turn it into some really good drinks with tea. So Andy, why don't you start off with kind of explaining your process?
Great. So, lemonades are great. But what's great about a lemonade is you can change it up. You can customize it. Just like I talked to you guys about changing up your tea infusions with fruit, or combining different teas, or doing like flavored ice cubes, things like that. You can do the same with lemonade. The thing about lemonade is that it can often be super sweet, especially depending on which one you buy, or if you made it yourself and you're like, whoops, got it too sweet. Or it can be very citric. And so adding things to it can really balance it out, make it more refreshing, more relaxing. And I tell you what, there is nothing more relaxing than lavender lemonade. I love it.
Yeah.
It's just so nice.
Yeah, lavender and lemon just taste so good together.
It's so
too.
good together. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna get a vessel, and I've got a large mason jar here, and then you have your lemonade, and then you got your lavender. And if you don't have any lavender, they have it at the grocery store. It's really easy to pick up. So I just have some here in one of our new tea tins. It smells pretty good. Smells like lavender.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
smells real nice.
lavender, relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Now-
I'm gonna take a nap now.
I'm not doing the cocktail part though. So one thing I feel like people worry about is if they add lavender to something, it's going to taste like soap.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only if you add too much. You don't have to worry about this with this recipe, because the citric and the sugar, I've just never had that happen. And I like to be heavy-handed at times with the lavender, so I've just not had that happen. So here's what I like to think about. So you want to do like 2 or 3 heaping teaspoons, which could be called a tablespoon in some cookbook. But I think of it as a heaping teaspoon, because who has a tablespoon just lying out? But we all have teaspoons lying around, right? Because you're drinking tea, you're listening to this. So I like to say 2 or 3 heaping teaspoons per like a smaller mason jar. That would be like 8 ounces of water, 10 ounces of water. This one's a lot more. So this, and I'll be honest, I do this kind of like by sight. I mean, it's just, it doesn't have to be an exact science. This one's a lot larger, so this one would need like 4 or 5. Now, the thing is, if you haven't made this before and you're wanting to kind of test it out, you can go less and then add more if you didn't feel like you had enough floral. You can't take some out. You can water it down, but it's not the right effect. It kind of messes up the equation. So that's it. Really just figuring out what's the right formula for you. And all you do is you take your lavender, heaping teaspoon. You're just throwing them in there. Throwing them in there. I'm going to do 4.
Ooh.
It looks like that's about what I have left here in my tin.
Just want to dump the whole tin in.
Yeah, just dump the whole thing. That's
Just dump it all
I didn't
in.
have a full tin.
That's what I usually do.
This was my stash. There we go.
Hi, stash.
So that looks like a fair amount,
Mm-hmm.
but that's about what we want, because we're going to fill this sucker up. Because this is going to be really popular. It's going to go really fast if you're having a party.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that you have plenty. So all you do is you take that, and then you're going to add your lemonade. Now, before you do the lavender part, if you are doing fresh squeeze, if you're adding anything to the lemonade, you want to go ahead and do that first, get that part out of the way. And so what you're adding to the lavender is just the lemonade the way you want it. So we're just going to load it up. Now what's really interesting about the lavender lemonade is that lavender floats. Check that out, like it's like at the top. Isn't that kind of funny? So because this is a lot, what we want to do is we want to kind of make sure that it's all wet. So you're just going to like push it down a little bit. You only have this problem on like a bigger jar. If this was not the pristine television, you could like put the lid on and twist it back and forth. But you don't need to do a lot, because the thing is, once you put this in the fridge, it's going to rise back up. And all you want to do is get it wet, because then it's going to just, the molecules of all that water are going to be pulling the flavor out of the lavender, just like they do with the tea. So it's just getting a little bit of water on all of the flowers. And so then you put the lid on, because you don't want your lavender lemonades tasting like the leftover fish from last night. And this goes in your fridge for at least 4 hours. Fantastic if you can do an overnight infusion, just like your cold brews. But if you're having a party, you want at least 4 hours. This one works a little faster than tea. It's lavender, so it's just a little lighter. It's not as dense, so it goes a little faster. But you know, I usually will do it overnight if I have time, just to get a good infusion, and then I don't feel stressed about having time to make it or whatnot.
It's hard to feel stressed anyway with all that lavender.
That's true. I'm feeling so relaxed I can hardly speak. Now, what's also good is when you are finished with this and ready to serve it, you can reuse the lavender a second time. It will be a little less strong, but not that much.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend that. You can also adjust your proportion. So, like if I was going to reuse this lavender, maybe I would do 3/4 of lemonade, just to keep the consistency of the infusion. So I think that's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, that's really easy. I mean, it's not dissimilar to making cold brew, right?
It's not dissimilar.
So it's just, instead of water, we're using lemonade.
And then a little more lavender than the cold brew for tea.
Right, yes.
Mostly to counteract the high sugar content and the acidity. That
Makes sense.
Citric, that tart. You just gotta kind of break through that.
Nice.
Well,
All right.
Given that this is the magic of television, we don't have to wait for this to finish because, oh gosh, this is leaked.
Oh no. Oh no.
Our lavender is leaked.
Oh no. It
All
was
over everything,
beautiful.
including my phone.
Oh no.
It's such a shame, because what's so nice about the lavender lemonade is it kind of steeps in this beautiful pinkish purple hue.
It was a beautiful ombre. You have to trust us.
It's such a shame. We made a huge mess over here.
Jenna took a photo.
But Jenna has a photo of it.
Yeah.
I point this out too. Like I said, you can have any vessel. So the perfect tea maker that we have, you can do infusions in this as well. It works perfect, and you know it fits in the refrigerator nicely.
It does.
Make sure that you don't bump the bottom and it comes out like this, because that's not good.
Lesson learned.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well,
So anyway, we'll just use this one. And so
yeah,
we're
we
just-
have more lemonade.
So we're just gonna give this a little turn, and you can already see some of that lovely purple hue kind of wandering into there.
That'd be so good.
Now see, even though I'm turning it, look, it just, the lavender floats to the
Floats.
top. Yeah, it's just the weight of the two different gravity weights of these products just don't combine.
It's science.
It's science, but don't forget, if you get the lavender wet, it's gonna get that infusion process started.
Nice.
So we can already kind of see we're getting this nice infusion going here.
And it's gonna be delicious no matter what. Oh, did we want to put it in this jar?
We can, yeah.
Let me just empty my lemons. Does anyone, Jenna, so Jenna is in the comments. So if you are commenting on this live, you're chatting to Jenna. Jenna, do we have any questions?
Not that I see so far.
Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions about the process of any of this, put them in the comments. And Jenna, we can't see them, sadly. But we love you. Hello.
Hello. The magic of television.
Oh,
not
do you,
that
would
magic.
would you like a tea towel? A wonderful Plum Deluxe tea towel to sop up that mess?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you so much. These are really nice. They're made by a kitchen company. So they're very absorbent. You can wash them. No
Really
dryer,
nice.
I think. I don't remember the instructions.
Don't remember the drying instructions.
I don't either.
But
But here, we're just going to use this
Oh,
for
yeah.
a strainer.
ooh. There we go.
Yeah.
That'll work great.
It
Okay.
smells so good. I wish
Oh
you
my
guys,
gosh. Yeah.
I wish you guys could smell it. It's
Oh.
just like,
Oh man.
uh-huh.
And look, you can actually see it is kind of pink. You can see the difference between that and
Yeah.
the regular lemonade.
Yeah, so if you're having parties, people love this stuff because it's just anytime
So
there's a
good.
color change with the drink,
Mhm.
people love that. Yes, you can add key flowers into
Mhm.
your lemonade. Now keep in mind that it's already got the lemon in it, so it's not going to be blue; it's going to be purple.
Yes.
But it's still pretty cool, and it's a really lovely hue because it's just really all that citrus.
Mm-hmm.
And the citrus and the usually there's citric acid in lemonades. Both of them actually cause a pH change in the water, which
Mhm.
triggers that blue to purple with the pea flowers. And so both of them are going to really make it purple. So it's a very vibrant drink. So we have our lavender lemonade.
Got our lemonade.
If it's after
So-
5, why don't you tell us what happens?
Yeah. Well, okay. So before 5 or anytime, you can do an Arnold Palmer. So an Arnold Palmer is just half lemonade, half iced tea. So I have cold brewed some Mindful Morning. Since it is Earl Grey month, I was like, we have to do Earl Grey of some kind. So, and I cold brewed it overnight in the fridge in our new iced tea pitcher, which I know it looks so nice. You can see all the tea floating in there. It's a great size, nice sturdy handle. It's glass. And the lid actually has a strainer just built right in. So we don't have to worry about straining. It's going to strain itself.
So
I know. So to do our Arnold Palmer, we're going to, see, we're using a mason jar because we can see the
it is
measurements.
so nice, right?
It is really nice.
It's nice.
So we're going to take our lavender lemonade and just pop it all right in there. Yeah, it's already such a nice color. Just listen to the ASMR sounds. If you don't really like Earl Grey, you can use a different tea. I love the Royale Ceylon in this as well. Andy mentioned the fog cutter earlier. If you really love that lemoniness and a nice dark black tea, you can do that. You can use
House blend.
You can use house blend if you like a
Just
little
a
vanilla in
Yeah,
it.
a little vanilla breakfast blend.
I think we actually overloaded this thing
Yeah, too much lavender.
with too much lavender.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very concentrated.
Mhm.
Oh, here.
There we go.
Oh, hello. It's
Yep.
doing its best.
So that is definitely a thing with the straining. You want to have a strainer that has enough room.
Yes.
So we just put too much lavender. The one batch was fine, but this one's too much.
Yeah. It's okay. We're getting our concentrated lavender flavor.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like if you have just your normal kitchen strainer that you're using, and it was a big jar and like get really full, so you might want to just think about that in advance. So making sure that you have a little spot to put the wet leaves
Mm-hmm.
halfway through. I think you may just have to go with a quarter lemonade.
I mean, we can always do the quick and dirty dump method, where I strain it through a little strainer.
Oh, and look at that.
Look, I brought a little strainer. Here we go. Actually, I'll just dump it out of here.
Yeah, so this is a great example. There's a lot of lavender in there. That strainer fills up really quickly, so something you just have to keep your eye on.
There we go.
But
Oh my
easy
gosh.
fix.
It smells so good.
This table's wet.
Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. side.
That looks so nice.
Right? That pretty color. Okay. Set that over here. And so then, let's see, we have 3 dashes of lemonade according to the mason jar. This is how I measure. So we're gonna do
Makes sense to me.
about the same amount of our Mindful Morning iced tea. And you can put ice in here as well. Ice is always great. We had ice, and it's currently being held captive in our freezer. It froze to the freezer. So we're having all kinds of fun here today.
Yeah, but to accommodate errors, huh?
A little bit. I mean, it usually is here, right? Let's just be honest. It usually is.
But that's the thing
yeah.
in your kitchen, you know, kind of things go awry. It's fine.
Yeah. You just
Make do.
take lemons and make lemonade.
Har, 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 har.
So this is our Arnold Palmer. That's all it is. So you take your lemonade, your iced tea of choice, and you just mix them together. Now, if it's after 5 o'clock, or honestly anytime afternoon on a difficult day or a weekend, you can turn it into a Jack Daly. Sometimes called a John Daly. I don't know.
It's mostly me, I get it wrong, but
Yeah,
I John Daly.
I don't know that it's either might be fine. I don't know. These are golfers. So Arnold Palmer was a golfer, and he would always at the clubhouse or whatever, I guess, order half lemonade, half iced tea. And Jack Daly apparently was also a golfer who did the same thing. He was like, I'll have what he's having, but with vodka. So normally you do about 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces of vodka, but this is a very large jar, so I might do a little more. You do you. You know me in measuring with the alcohols. I'm just gonna pop in like a 3 ounce. Whoa. It's like it's alcohol, and it's in. So you could take that and give it a stir then. You could shake it up with ice if you wanted to water it down a little bit. Give it a stir. Smells great. Oh yeah, it does. You can go ahead and garnish it with a sprig of lavender you grew yourself.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, that is beautiful. You could slice some lemons in there as well. I thought about slicing lemons, and then I decided it was too much work for a Tuesday. And that's it. Like, it's so simple. And since we're not going to drink out of the same glass, I might just pour it into some other little glasses for us. Or I can make more.
So while they're doing that, I want to mention a few things. So you can change up the proportions if you want for the Arnold Palmer. So I know I tend to prefer more of a 2/3 tea, 1/3 lemonade, just because I don't want as much sugar. But you can experiment with that. Also thinking about caffeine, if you wanted less caffeine and the tea that was cold brewed had caffeine, you could do 1/3 tea and 2/3 lemonade. There's no hard and fast rule. If you go to a restaurant and order an Arnold Palmer at a bar, they're going to give you half and half.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're doing today. You can customize it however you'd like. I also want to mention as well, if you hate lavender and you think this is the worst show ever, you don't have to use lavender. I love elderflower, which we have in the shop, as a great infusion, and it's exactly the same as what we just walked through. This has just this like nice kind of sparkly touch to it, really lovely. You can also, if you're wanting to keep on the immune train right now, you can do elderberries. Elderberries in there adds like a kind of a more tartness, really cool color, and you know that immunity boost that we're all looking for. So you can do all sorts of stuff with instead of just the lavender. So something to experiment with. You know, you can think about like what's going to pair well with the menu that you're offering, or if you wanted to make like a signature cocktail, so it's not named after a golfer that you don't know, you can throw something else in there and change it up. So you don't have to. There's no rules.
Yeah. Rose would be good too. Yeah.
Rose is fantastic. Rose is fantastic. It's also really pretty.
Yes.
Even if it's just a garnish.
Yeah, and just throw your flowers in there as a garnish. Let's see. Okay, so I made that one.
There's just drinks everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna keep making them.
We have a lot of staff these days, so.
It's true, we do. This glass looks huge. It's really not.
Yeah, it's kind of an illusion, isn't it?
It is. Let's see what I can get in there. I love how quickly the lavender infuses, though.
Yeah, it really is interesting. Like I was saying earlier, remember you don't do it overnight. You can, like 4 hours is enough even.
Mm-hmm.
The one that spilled, I made here in the office maybe 3 hours before.
Yeah, not that long.
Not that long.
Not that long.
I mean, you could already see the infusion, so it goes pretty quickly.
Since these are smaller drinks, if anyone's curious, I'm doing 1.5 ounces of vodka. Oh, that got a little tall.
These are so pretty.
He's a tall boy.
It's kind of matched this tin too. That was
They
kind of
do.
accidental. This is the one
So
that I had
nice.
free.
Great. Get my little garnish in there. All right. Should we try them?
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's really nice.
Well, I'm clocking off.
Yeah, it's just really crisp and refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
You get the tea notes that really balance with the
Yeah.
lemon and the citric acid.
The bergamot that's in the Earl Grey.
Mhm.
You get a little hint of vanilla from the Mindful Morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so nice. And it looks like the color is just so refreshing too.
It's just so pretty.
Yeah.
It's like the happiest of orange juices,
It really, but it
but not orange
tastes so
juice.
much better than orange juice.
Orange juice is too acidic for me.
Yeah, I really like the lemonade. So yeah, so it doesn't matter, let's recap. It doesn't matter what lemonade you use, you can make it yourself, you can buy it from the store. It doesn't even really matter what tea you use. I guess black tea is traditional. We used Earl Grey. You could use an herbal tea as well. Anything that you would pair with lemon would be really nice. I think that
Fruities and florals.
yeah, fruities and
Typically
florals.
the easy wins, but I can think of several nutty teas that would be really good.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, like hazelnut would be really nice.
Ooh.
Lemonade infusion.
I wonder if the Oregon breakfast would be really good.
Yep.
With it's got the hazelnut and the orange in it,
Mm-hmm.
and that comes in a regular or decaf.
Yep. And you can experiment, just try them and see what you
Yeah.
think. 'Cause it doesn't matter what we think. It's not just what you think.
Yeah, yeah. And if you don't like vodka, you can do whiskey. You can do gin. Is really good, especially with lavender in the mix or any kind of floral. I guess you could do tequila or rum as well. Yeah, play around with it, have fun. It's your summer, it's your drink, so you do what you want to do and go experiment with it. So,
Awesome.
yeah. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, Jenna, question.
Yeah, there are a few questions. So, one was, did you make this lemonade, and also what is your favorite lemonade making method?
This is store-bought lemonade.
That is store bought. Yes.
But the best lemonade is the fresh squeezed, man. You just can't beat it.
Yeah.
It's more work, but it's worth it. But if you're having people over and you already have to cook and clean and discuss everyone's preferences for dietary and pandemic-related issues, that's a lot going on. So it's fine to do store-bought lemonade. Don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Another question is, what is your favorite Earl Grey blend?
Ooh.
So favorite Earl Grey blend. You're an Earl Grey aficionado.
I
What's your
love
favorite
Earl Grey. Okay, so my favorite, so it's Earl Grey month right now, for those who are not aware. Don't miss it. We put out a lot of limited edition blends this month, just this month. We have quantity discounts on all the Earl Greys too. But one of the ones that we put out just for this month is the Victorian Garden Grey. And I had that this morning, I had it yesterday morning, I keep drinking it, it is delicious. It's very floral, which is so funny because when we started our tea journey here at Plum Deluxe, I was like, I don't like floral teas.
I do remember you saying that.
Yeah. Well, that was a lie. I apparently love floral teas when they're done right. So this one is amazing. You've got the black tea, bergamot, and then what is it, jasmine, and I think there's some lavender in there, and some other like flowers, and a little hint of fruit. It's delicious. That one is my current favorite. Otherwise, I usually go for the Delightful Morning, which has some lavender in it. Mindful Morning is classic. Picard is still good. I mean, they're delicious. They're all really
You're not
good.
narrowing this
Yeah,
down.
I'm really not. I'm so sorry. What are your favorites right now?
The Victorian is very good.
Yeah.
And if you're doing the Victorian for Arnold Palmer, you can still do lavender and just maybe back it off a little bit since there's lavender in that tea. Otherwise, Gratitude for me, one of the first Earl Greys, which is strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that makes an amazing Arnold Palmer too.
Yeah.
Just strawberry lemonade.
Yes.
The orange bergamot.
Yes.
That's really good. So that's kind of a classic for me.
You were saying too the other day that the cranberry Earl Grey that we have out right now for this month is also really good iced, and I bet that would be good as an Arnold Palmer as well.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a nice tartness to it. I feel like lemon and cranberry go really well together.
Yeah, and just the cranberries, like cold brewed,
Mhm.
like
Oh yeah.
they're giving you a lot of flavor and polyphenols and all that good constituents that you want. So
I like good constituents
yeah,
in
everybody
my
loves
drink.
a good constituent.
So, yeah, those are our current faves, I'd say. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, there was another question I
Yeah.
got through. So it is, what do you think about tequila rather than vodka?
So repeat the.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and use tequila if you want to. Give it a try. I actually feel like if you really want to turn this whole thing on its head, instead of lemonade, use limeade, and then throw in tequila instead of vodka, and wow, that'll be amazing. Use like a really fruity tea would be good with that too. Just mix that all together. Yeah, give it a try. Like I said, I also really enjoy gin in an Arnold Palmer, or a Jack Daly, I guess it is, instead of vodka.
Or a John Daly.
Yeah, John Jack. I think his name is John, and his friends called him Jack, and that is my theory, and I'm
Depends
sticking
on
with it.
depends on how many of the Jack Dalys. they
Yeah.
have Before they decided.
Yeah, good point. But yeah, you can use whiskey as well. You can use white rum. Use whatever you really like. I would not use a darker alcohol or anything like malted or spiced. I don't think that'll pair very well with what's going on here. Save those for your hot toddies.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
yeah, go ahead, give tequila a try. If it turns out in a way that you like, let us know. If you try any of this, if you make lavender lemonade, if you make an Arnold Palmer, if you make a John/Jack Daly, go ahead and photograph it. Put it on social media and tag us.
Tag
We'd
us.
love to see what you make.
Yeah, we want to know your recipes.
Yeah,
We wanna know your
we
secrets.
actually want to know your recipes. That's basically it. Yeah. So if you have enjoyed all of this, if you enjoy the Cocktail Lives, then you should consider coming to PlumCon. This year, for the very first time, we are doing we are doing a virtual convention for all of our Plum Deluxe tea community. We are so excited. We're going to have different events and classes. It's all going to be virtual. We're going to have really accessible ticket pricing. So ticket information and more details are going to be coming soon. If you would like to get all of that information the minute we release it and get signed up for the ticket pre-sales, you can go to plumdeluxe.com/plumcon. That's PLUMCON. And you can sign up for our email list ahead of time, and we will let you know the minute we release class schedules and ticket sales and goodie bags and all the other really cool stuff we've been working on.
Yeah, they're
So-
working very hard on all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's exciting.
Yeah, Jenna and I have been,
People have been wanting this for years. So,
and we are super excited.
so now that we've had a pandemic, yeah, we're going to give it a go.
Yes, yeah,
But it's virtual, so don't worry.
it is. And
Don't go anywhere.
I will let this out of the bag. I will be doing a tea cocktail course. So
Color is shock.
I know. So we're gonna have some fun with tea and alcohol and just pairing different things. It's gonna be great. So if you'd like to join us for that, please go sign up for PlumCon information. What else do we have coming up, Andy?
Well, we have summer teas on the 20th,
Yes, we do.
which I know people are excited about. I know
Super
I am.
excited.
Planning
Yes.
some things from my stash. So
Yes.
strawberry rhubarb,
Oh yeah.
hammock blend.
Oh, that one's a classic.
A lot of these great for Arnold Palmer's too.
Yeah, I would say hammock blend is great for Arnold Palmer because it's the vanilla and the orange.
Yeah, so summer teas and well, Sunday, I guess. Yeah, it's coming up fast.
Is it? Oh, it is. It is Sunday.
It's
Yeah.
just the weather's been so
20th.
weird. It was so hot here, so it kind of felt like it was summer, and then it started raining again, and so it's all confusing.
It was just raining. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the next big thing. Between that and rounding out the Earl Grey month. We also have a lot of new accessories on the site. There's a lot of new tea
Yes.
tins, the new tea pitcher,
Tea pitcher.
the tea towels. I don't know if folks got a good glimpse of that
Yeah.
because it went right to work, but Ciaran's handiwork, lovely tea towel.
Yes.
These are just make great gifts. They're very functional as well as practical.
And it says, a fresh pot, a new cup, a strong pour.
Good life advice.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good place to end it, I think.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you for letting me barge into
Yeah.
your dedicated time slot.
Thank you for making your lavender lemonade.
Absolutely.
And yeah, everyone have a great week, and we will see you soon. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye. Oh, I guess I have to turn the camera off.
Something to think about.
Yeah, you know. Ooh, Jenna will turn it off.
I will.